from seed to scale, mastering the art of funding and scaling startups in the UAE's digital economy. Please welcome to the stage Jigar Sagar, founder and managing partner at board-level advisor at Triliv Holdings.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I want to start by asking you a question. Do you think that the next big technology company will come out of Silicon Valley or from here? Let me tell you something. The hard fact. The next big technology company will come out of here. It will rise from the desert. It will rise from this moment. And it's not because of capital. There is abundant capital available across the globe. It is not because of technology. There is enough technology for all of us to keep exploring. But what's going to make the difference is the vision, the passion, and the leadership. You can feel it in the air here. You can feel it when you walk through the corridors here. Everyone is trying to lift everyone else. We are trying to make a difference. This society is trying to create a difference by adding value. I came across a young entrepreneur in and around the year 2013, or it was early 2014, and I happened to be talking to him. He was a bit lost in explaining to me what his vision was. He was struggling to find the right language to explain what was his business for, what was he trying to achieve. He kept going round in circles, maybe because he had been an employee all his life. Maybe he had not learned the business jargon yet. However, there was something he said to me that I truly remember. His words, "If I solve these challenges, I will change the landscape of payments in the UAE. I will be able to change the way small businesses in the UAE collect payments." He may not have had the right words, but he had the right why. He had the right purpose of wanting to do that business. And that's what made the difference. That conviction led him to not only launch a very successful company, today it processes millions in transactions daily and is a global phenomenon. But why does this all matter? I mean, we're living in the UAE, where we don't wait for the future to be built. We build it today. Our leadership is looking at artificial intelligence, fintech. There are national strategies on clean tech, energy and technology. We are no longer just thinking of and dreaming of smart cities. We are now at a stage where we are building it. There is enough talent that's being attracted to the UAE on a daily basis. Great minds are coming here daily. And if you walk through these corridors, there's enough capital flowing. You keep hearing about stories of this round and that much funding. Yet, as founders, what is the story that many are listening? They failed to scale. Have you ever wondered why? What is causing founders to fail to scale? Startups are failing to scale because they're chasing fashion. They're chasing fads. They're chasing hypes, while they should have been chasing value. They need to start building with the heart, with the passion, with the purpose. The why is missing. One more restaurant, one more application, one more tech firm, one more crypto exchange. What else? One more fintech enterprise when there are millions of them already. What is the true purpose of that organization? Why that startup? And that why is missing. And that's the reason startups are failing to scale. So what's broken out here? Is it capital? Are we raising too little or too much too fast or too slow? Are we hiring too many people? Are we hiring too little people? Is it the question of timing? Are we getting the timing wrong? In my opinion, it's not about that. It's about clarity. Founders and startups are struggling to give a clear message. Another story from my chat with a young entrepreneur a couple of years ago. I happened to be talking to him, and he had struggled to raise funds for almost 4 to 5 months, and he had come to me with his pitch deck, expecting me to invest in his business. And having opened the first page, it was filled with data and with numbers. And then I flipped to the second page, and it was again more data and more numbers. Third, again, more numbers. And I realized immediately, why was he failing to raise funds? I told him to take a step back, and I told him to answer one simple question. What would happen if your vision, if your idea did not come to life? The question was the why. And his response was, if my vision does not come to life, it will mean that a lot of people are not going to be able to access credit lines, and they're going to be invisible in this economy. So if my vision comes to life, it's going to impact millions, and it's going to impact millions of SMEs. And I told him, that's your why. That's the story. That's the pain point that you're targeting. That's the desire, that's the need you're fulfilling. He went away, changed his pitch deck, pushed the numbers to the back, made the front of the pitch deck about the why, and in a matter of few weeks, he was able to, run a successful round of fundraising. So how do you go about building with purpose? Number one, raise capital with a purpose. Yes, it's very tempting when you're out there looking for funds to grab the first check that comes your way. Yet, question your investors. Do they align with your vision? Do they understand the purpose of your business? Do they understand why are you doing this? And if they don't, walk away. As tempting as it may be, walk away. It requires a lot of discipline, but that's necessary to scale. Second, build systems early. There are far too many companies that fail the minute they go from 3 to 10. Not because they went to 10, but because they were already failing at 3. Yes, those SOPs and the CRMs and the tech gadgets, they may look boring to many of you, but that's very important to scale. If you don't have them to begin with, forget about scaling. You've lost the plot already. And finally, tell a story that bleeds, that matters. Think of the pain that you're resolving. Think of the value that you're bringing to the society. Think, why does it matter? Make it relevant. Say your story. Say it in a way they're going to remember. You're not out there just building a company. You're not just being a startup. You're going out there with a vision and an idea to truly matter. Having said all of that, there's still a reality check. Me, myself, having known what I know, face a brick wall every now and then. A couple of years ago, there was a wonderful business, and I say wonderful because it was making a lot of money. However, what I realized was that it had lost the plot of my why. It had lost the plot of my purpose. And at that point, I had to take a very difficult decision. What do? Keep cashing in the checks? Or do something about my purpose? Do something about my realignment with my why? And that's a very difficult choice to make. What is the measurement of success for you may not be the same for your shareholders, may not be the same for the society. But ultimately, if you want to scale, If you want to stay relevant, you will have to keep focusing on the why. You cannot keep scaling for profits. You cannot keep scaling to show off. You will have to scale for soul. You will have to scale to meet that true purpose of why you started it in the first place. It's hard, yet achievable. So as I stand here, UAE is not waiting. This city is not waiting. There's a crowd out there that's gone about doing its job. People are going to go to work tomorrow. Many of them are going to remember you. Some of them are not going to remember you. And that's the reality. What's going to matter is what are you going to do in this moment? How are you going to react? What are the steps you're going to take? Are you going to still sit and ponder about how to scale startups? Because I don't think that's even the question anymore. I believe that it's not about how do we scale startups. It's about how do we scale those companies that truly matter. How do we scale those companies that are going to be relevant, not just today, but tomorrow? For not just the people today, but for the societies to come. And that is where the question lies. The question is, why? Why are you launching a company? Stop building companies for the sake of valuation. Start building companies for the sake of creating value if you truly want to scale. Thank you.